What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering, and it seems like the gaming community is starting to have had enough with this scheduled maintenance is all of a sudden a Black Lives Matter call out. It's ridiculous. It's transparent, and everybody sees it. Remember when companies like Activision and Blizzard were actively banning people for showing any support for Hong Kong, but now all of a sudden are happy to put out statements and then put loading screens on all of their games for players? Yeah, they don't care. They never care. You see this tweet? Remember Hong Kong and Blizzard banning anybody showing support for them? This is absolute horse poo. Activision Blizzard does not give a single F about oppressed people. Stop buying Activision games. If you disagree with this tweet, try sucking my balls. I don't disagree with that sentiment. And this morning, this is all marketing in the night. Call of Duty Modern Warfare adds Black Lives Matter loading screen. Also plans to add more stringent moderation. Those playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare or its Battle Royale association, Call of Duty Warzone, will be met with a Black Lives Matter screen this week as Activision and Infinity Ward pledge their voices to the movement. The splash appears during various loading screens and is a part of a far wider push from the franchise to improve its community. Look, the issue with this is simple. It's not going to work. Forcing people to consume political messaging of any type is always going to create people that begin to loathe it. You know, a week ago, everyone was on board saying, yes, this is a good thing. But now people want to see action. You know, adding more stringent moderation, you could call that action. I don't know that banning people over mean words is going to change how anyone feels. This is the classic censorship stops bad ideas argument, which has been debunked a million times over. They go on to talk about their classic meaningless BLM statement. And this comes a week after the developer initiatives to crack down on racism in its game. There's no place for this type of content in our game. This is an effort we begin to launch, and we need to do a better job. We're issuing thousands of bans of bad names, but we know we have more to do. Okay, fine. I mean, there's probably a section of people that might be deterred by this. I just don't think you change many minds, and you can already see kind of the tide turning when it comes to, you know, Twitter. Let's just take a look at a simple tweet. Where is this? Rockstar. Rockstar yesterday puts out Black Lives Matter. To honor the legacy of George Floyd, today from 2 to 4, we will be shutting down access to our online games, Grand Theft Auto and Red Dead Online. In what freaking world does this make people think positively? I mean, sure, you could argue, oh, why can't I log in and play this video game? Oh, they're shut down because social justice reasons. Okay, great. How do you think that's going to work out? I mean, also, this is profoundly ridiculous because there are plenty of black folks that play your video game. Now, I don't know. Maybe they think that this is stunning and brave. I just don't think it's going to do anything. I see this comment and it's like, great job, racism ended. And you see this. Let's see a top comment. Haha, I guess you guys will have to play Fallout 76 instead. You see, thanks Rockstar Games for getting me and more people to play my games. That's the Todd. You see, companies are like, I care the most. No, I care the most. No, I care the most. Shut the server down. Dame Pesos in here. Add them to the list. What kind of slang would write a list like that? Oh, I don't know what that's talking about. Then they're getting roasted. I mean, you see, wait a second. Let me get this right. The maker of Grand Theft Auto that glorifies doing terrible things and causing terrible things happen is honoring the legacy of George Floyd. We see you should give the games for free to the black community. Sure, I think that would actually have done something. How are you respecting the memory of George Floyd by disrespecting your community? I appreciate the thought, but not the action. If you actually want to honor George Floyd's legacy, you could have done something in-game. Wouldn't that have been good? Your games are causing violence in our society. Incorrect. Oh, it's Karen. Okay, all right. Karen, that's a good one. You need to be held accountable for the state we are in now. My children won't be buying any of your games again. And that's a parody account. Good one at that. You know, it's so ridiculous. We did it, boys. We stopped racism. It's not just like everything. You know, sometimes I'll get an argument. Lol, WTF. How do you think this will actually solve anything? 8 million people play GTA. 8 million people will see this act of respect, and I think it's amazing. Yeah, okay. I don't think that all 8 million people are going to see this as an act of respect. They're going to see it as an inconvenience, and then they're going to associate that inconvenience with George Floyd. Congratulations. I mean, I don't know how else to tell you how this stuff goes down. You know, I get it. I understand that, you know, companies full of white folks want other white folks to retweet them, but I just don't buy it. I don't think that this is really doing anything good. I mean, sure, okay, maybe. How about this? Activision Blizzard shareholders urged to vote against boss Bobby Kotick's bonuses. Average employee pay less than 1/3 of 1% of his earnings. Now, this, again, another big-brained argument, but hey, maybe that's why they're pushing all the virtue signaling so much right now, you know, to distract people against the fact that there is a coup to get Bobby Kotick out because they think he makes too much money. By the way, this is a big-brained, emotional, not backed by any actual business experience argument. It's laughable when you get on Twitter and people are like, you know, they make the association that if somebody makes a lot of money, they must not have earned it. Like, there are people that actually think that. They make too much money. What can we do about it? How can we solve this problem? You know, Bobby Kotick didn't pick his salary. That type of stuff is awarded by a board of directors. Bobby Kotick is making what he's earning. He is the least responsible for his pay. Shareholders, a substantial number of people are union-sponsored pension funds are being encouraged to vote against awarding these bonuses at the company's upcoming AGM next week. Kotick earned almost $100 million at Activision since 2016. A typical Activision Blizzard salary is less than 1/3 of 1% of Kotick's pay. In response, Activision told GameSpot that Kotick has overseen the company for 20 years. During that time, its market cap has grown from $10 million to $53 billion. That's why he makes $100 million. You get that, right? I mean, the CEO's job is to grow the company's net worth, to define reality for employees and provide, you know, guidance and vision. They're not on the floor doing the work. They never have been. Their job is just as important. In fact, more important, because they're the ones that are responsible for putting the company on the right track, the vision, and getting the company to grow, and thus providing more jobs for more people. Now, I'm not going to die on the Bobby Kotick is a good man hill. He isn't. But the idea that, you know, simply because he makes a bunch of money, that they should, you know, he should make less. And then this other stupid emotional argument that says Activision Blizzard announced it was laying off 800 people despite him earning record financial results. Yeah, that's bad optics. But you know why they had 800 redundant positions? It's because during the early years of World of Warcraft, they were overhiring and they were getting bloated. That's just the way it works. The fact that those 800 people were so easily let go is actually a leadership problem. And if you want to hold that against Bobby Kotick, that I would agree with 100%. These redundancies were allowed to exist for years, holding the company back, stealing available resources from employees, other employees who weren't redundant. You know, they could have, you know, essentially gotten more raises potentially. There would have been more money in the company pool. You can make a lot of heartless but true arguments in Bobby Kotick's favor or against him, but none of it should be based in emotion, and none of it should be based in the, well, but he makes too much monies. Well, maybe that's why they're going so hard. Activision is by the far going the hardest in all of this. And I just don't think this generates that much goodwill. I think there's going to become a point where these companies need to shut up, donate money, and like start doing stuff rather than virtue signaling to their customers, because it's just not, I don't know. You get what I mean, right? Eventually, people are going to get sick of it, and you're going to start doing more harm than good. But hey, keep changing your Instagram logos to black PNGs. You know, you're going to stop all the bad people. Hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.